Dr. Hunter Taylor, congratulations on your book. Just what has it been like, this kind of whirlwind, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's been this is the celebration part, right? You
Yeah.
spend all the time doing the work, and now you get to share it with people and just hopefully have some good people around you too. So it's cool.
This is kind of the end of your book tour here in San Antonio. Just what's it been like the last few weeks?
Oh, it's been awesome. So it was like we tried to have an event for each part of the book.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So we did a private party in Longview that was just kind of like for all coaches in the area to come, and neutral turf, right?
Yeah.
And then we had an event in Gilmer, and to see Jeff Traylor in Gilmer is a sight. I mean, that was like, people getting emotional and that kind of stuff. That was awesome. We did Jacksonville at the Tomato Bowl. Super cool just to have that era come, and the McCowan family and Danny Long and those folks, and then go to Marshall after that, and same type of deal to have Dennis Parker and that crew come, and for it to be in the White Tittle Field House, it was awesome.
How did you decide on the season that you decided on?
It took a long time because it was like it's information overload. Otherwise.
Right.
Like it's too many characters, it's too many
stories.
facts. Yes, and so you needed one that the reader could take, and I want to follow this and see how it goes, what happens, and the more you talk from people in Gilmer, the more people talk about that 2014 season, especially that Gladewater game, especially Desmond Pollard, just that everybody keeps talking about it. And then to get a chance to talk to a couple of the players involved, McLean Carter, Chris Boyd, Blake Lynch, gave great accounts of what that meant to them in a way that I feel like a lot of young people can't articulate yet. It was some heavy stuff, so it was cool.
What was Coach Traylor's reaction when you approached him about the idea?
Yeah, I remember him texting me of just like, hey, if Hunter Taylor's in on it, I'm good with it. He was just being, but then I think like he actually had some time to reflect of like, what kind of questions is this guy getting ready to ask and all that kind of stuff. And I was super transparent as like you would be or anybody.
Right.
Through anything that I did, what I had, they always got a chance to see what was going on. But I think they were also pleasantly surprised to see how it was pieced together at the end. And I think it was really meaningful to them and to a lot of people that they're close with, like Danny Long, Wayne Coleman, Matt Turner. These are people that just retired.
Yeah.
And so you're being super reflective right then in your career, and you're really proud of these accounts, and you're proud of how the band stayed together for so long and helped out on some 3 different communities, helped them flip their narrative.
For I guess fans that are going to pick up the book and read it, well, I guess can you give us just an overview synopsis of just kind of what it's about, a general overview? Yeah,
I'd say 3 storylines to expect. 1, tried to tell you, I guess, how distinct that region of East Texas is. The second one would be obviously Jeff's story. I think you learn the most about someone by who is to the left and the right of them and who they learn under. And so hopefully you get a good understanding of who he worked under, the type of people they were. And really, I think it'll make you admire Jeff and his staff that much more because they've done it right for a really long period of time. And so you're getting the best version of Jeff in them, right? And that's something he always says. And the third one is just, I think it's a great human interest story, that 2014 season. This was the last year Jeff was a high school head coach. And the last year before the band, that group of coaches kind of broke up. And it's also, you see how a small community handles things like grief and celebration. And then there were just like some memorable things that happened that people still talk about across the state. You get hopefully a deep dive into understanding what happened and why that was significant for the state of Texas.
Is it the last chapters about Jeff's journey here?
It is.
And then just how did you decide to kind of close on that note?
I think, thankfully, right, this past year was a good ending.
Yeah. Who would have known, right?
You got it. And I didn't want to do a deep dive into the UTSA context because you know that better than anybody. And so I felt like I had a good understanding of East Texas and to do a deep dive that way. But chapters are being written, and this thing's just getting started. So I like that it ended where it at least shows that these methods, this way of doing things, culture transfers to this level, and it works, and they've adapted it. but it was a good way of ending it.
What about on a personal level? What has this experience been like for you?
Super reflective, right? Being from an area of the state, and you're getting to retrace how you grew up. My father was a coach, and so there are certain rhythms that still exist when I was a kid, still exist now, and you're getting a chance to hear from people of how meaningful that is. And I remember how meaningful it was for me and my wife and our families. And so we're just having all these great conversations and talking about certain things that happen in the book. But like, I think that's something we got right, that they're universal things. Like, you would take that and be like, I remember this person in my life that was this for me. And I remember these friends that were that loyal to me, and I was loyal to them. And so I think hopefully it's a book that you read and then you're sharing it with your friends and family, and you're just having these great late night talks about things that were important to you.